Welcome to Bloodbath and Beyond. Today we review Happy Death Day to You. Death makes a killer comeback.
Written and directed by Christopher Landon, starring Jessica Rothe, Israel Broussard, and Phi Vu. This movie is about Tree, a girl who keeps reliving her life over and over again thanks to a quantum physics machine that has her stuck in a loop. And as her friends die around her, it's up to Tree to figure out who the killer is by replaying every day over and over and over again till she unmasks the correct killer. So what do we like?
I actually enjoyed the mystery aspect of this film. Being that it's a sequel, you would assume who the killer is because they're kind of reliving the first film, but then when they realize that it's different, it has you wondering who is the killer. So they did do a good job in the whodunit aspect.
If you've seen the first one, I mean, they recap it, so this is kind of a standalone movie. You learn almost everything that's possibly gonna happen in this movie, or so you think. Thankfully, they went like a different way, and it's less about reliving the same day and more about different universes existing and basically which one Tree wants to live in.
But now I'm living the better version of my life.
I also enjoyed that we had more characters in this one. They are the same characters that you've seen in the other one, but you didn't really learn too much about them. And in this, you kind of find out another side of what was actually happening in the first one, so it tied in very well with the original. Jessica Rothe did an excellent job once again as Tree. I really enjoy her acting. I like the faces she makes. She's dealing with a lot of shit. She keeps having to either kill herself or be killed to try and move on to the next day. And you can just see the pain and sorrow in her eyes every time she wakes up. I think she just killed it in all aspects. Now, what didn't we like? There's something ironic about a movie that happens over and over and over again, repeating the exact same day. It's just a repeat of the last one with a little bit more going on. And I could probably see Blumhouse cranking out another one. I don't really understand why this was made other than just to cash in on like a February release.
Someone probably read the first 10 pages because the first 10 minutes of the film where it's Ryan reliving the same day over and over again, I was intrigued.
Totally lived through this day already.
Deja vu?
Yes.
The day reset when you died, right?
Yeah.
I kind of like this idea, and I like the idea that they were gonna go in a direction with a different character, and then you have Tree being the like, oh, I've done this all before, let me help you, as they try and figure out who Ryan's killer is.
I might be able to help with that. I died 11 times.
But then it went in a completely different direction, and we didn't get that. And this film doesn't really have a lot of horror elements to it, which adds to the disappointing factor. So it's just a rehash of a film that is a mystery rom-com.
Call me as soon as you're done with your creepy little Comic-Con meeting.
It's shocking to me to know that this is the same writer and director who did Scout's Guide, because that movie's fucking hilarious. This seems like somebody who's never written a comedy movie trying to write a teen comedy, and it failed.
I mean, I guess you could just reset the day yourself.
Genius idea.
I think the comedy of this film is just based more off of someone thinking that it would be funny for different ways for Tree to kill herself. Like, they just thought, you know what, it'd be hilarious if she drank some Drano in a grocery store and some guy saw her. Or just dropping out of an airplane in a bikini, because that's comedy gold.
It's just basically made to entice people through a trailer, but like the trailer shows nearly every single decent aspect of this movie. Again, with the comedy, they resort to a lot of slapstick stuff. There's even one like 10-minute long section where a girl pretends to be blind, smacking things, rolling around in a drape, and putting on a French accent. And just making like these really low tier French jokes and blind jokes. It's cringy. And can I say, we had a decent amount of people in the theater, and there were hardly more than a couple chuckles. They were definitely a younger crowd, and they didn't give a shit about this movie.
And I think that's where this film really missed its mark, because you have more characters to play with, but our focus again is only on Tree. Not to say that it's a bad thing, because we do like Tree as a character and an actor. It's just, you start the film off with Ryan as supposedly the protagonist, and then we don't see him other than sitting behind the computer desk typing away his algorithm. That's it. He does nothing else in this film. Carter does the same thing over and over again. Danielle does the same thing over and over again. It's just boring. And it sucks because you have this great possibility with new characters to put in different and potentially hilarious situations or horrific situations. Give us that horror comedy. And you drop the ball.
Yeah, this is almost just a drama with some comedy, and way over in right field is a little bit of horror because there's a guy with a mask and a knife. Like, hardly a horror movie. And I think we should move on to our final thoughts and ratings. This movie was really boring, unfortunately. I was really excited because it suggested that we would be going down this same route, which we enjoyed from the first one, but with a different character living in a different day. And that's not what we got. That lasts a very small amount of time, and then we're back reliving Tree's life, and there's just nothing new to add to the story. Yes, we see some new aspects, and there are other characters, which we wish we got to know a little bit more, but unfortunately, they just stand around while Tree and Carter run the show. This wasn't a horror movie, and I don't think it should have been branded as such. And even though the trailer is more like upbeat comedy, the movie is not very funny, and I did not enjoy myself. I was bored, and I was like, okay, how many more days can I relive of this, because I'd rather just go home. If we weren't reviewing this, I would have walked out. So I'm gonna give this 1.5 quantum mechanics machines out of 5.
I was really disappointed with this film because I was misled by the trailer. And I know it's a sad thing to say because we try to avoid trailers, but Blumhouse, you do a great job throwing it in our face no matter where you are. Social media, the movies, doesn't matter. You're gonna see this trailer and you're gonna think it's gonna be one movie, and it's not. It's just really poorly paced. It just feels like one giant montage, and that sucks. I really was looking forward to seeing this as a different character reliving a different day with Tree helping that character out. But we didn't get that. There was way too much drama going on, there was a lot of romance, and the comedy definitely didn't hit its mark. I will give credit though to the actors, and I will give credit to the whodunit aspect, because yes, this story did create a good mystery, but to call this a horror film, to call this a comedy, to just throw all these genres in there, it just doesn't fit right for this style of film. Watch the trailer, you get everything in there that you want to see, so just do that, and then watch the first one, and hope there isn't a third one. So with that being said, I'm gonna give this film 1 baby-faced killer out of 5.
As always, thank you for watching. Like this video and comment below with your thoughts on the film if you've seen it. If you haven't and you do want to check it out, it's in theaters right now. And if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe to the channel, stay updated with everything Bloodbath and beyond.